Hello, I am Shebha Anandhi from the Magnetic Materials Lab, Department of Physics, National Institute of Technology, Tiruchirappalli, India. This is a short supplementary video to my poster presentation at the IEEE Around the Clock, Around the Globe Magnetics Conference 2022. The title of the presentation is Theoretical and Experimental Evaluation of Partial Nanoparticles for Hyperthermia, and my abstract ID is 130. The corresponding author of this work is Dr. R. Justin Joseyphus, Associate Professor in the Department of Physics at NIT Trichy and the head of the Magnetic Materials Lab. The objective of this work is to investigate the anisotropy-dependent heating mechanism of partial nanoparticles employing infrared thermography (IRT) and to carry out the theoretical and experimental correlation of the partial nanoparticles in comparison with ferrite nanoparticles. Magnetic nanoparticle hyperthermia is a cancer treatment technique that utilizes the power dissipated by the magnetic nanoparticles exposed to an alternating magnetic field. The power dissipation is a consequence of the relaxation mechanisms such as Neal and Brownian relaxation governed by the linear response theory. A temperature rise of up to 10 Kelvin from the human body temperature is requisite for killing the tumor cells. This is the experimental setup utilized in the determination of thermal profile. It consists of a radio frequency generator, two-turn induction coil with a cooling water supply at the center of which the magnetic sample is placed, and a thermography camera. The data from the images captured using this camera are processed with a computer, and the resultant graph is plotted as temperature versus time. This slide shows the samples used in this work. Stable Fe nanopowder of the smallest available size was purchased from Sigma Aldrich. As metal nanoparticles are always accompanied by an oxide shell, in order to vary the shell thickness, the Fe nanopowder was annealed from 50 to 350 degrees Celsius. FeCO partial particles were synthesized using the polyol process, and ferrite nanoparticles Fe304 and Mn.3 Fe2.704 were synthesized using the co-precipitation method. The sample codes are given as Fe and FeCO for the iron and cobalt partial particles. According to the annealing temperature, the Fe samples are labeled as Fe50 to Fe350, and for the ferrites, it is FeF for Fe304 and Mn3 for Mn.3 Fe2.704. From the ferromagnetic resonance spectroscopy, the effective magnetic anisotropy constant of the samples were determined. The figure shows the FMR spectra. The table shows the average particle size determined using the transmission electron microscope, effective anisotropy constant K effective, and the critical superparametric size DSPM from FMR. The K effective of Fe partial particles is 23 kJ per meter cube, which decreased to 17 on annealing. The highest K effective is obtained for FeCO due to enhanced ferromagnetic interactions, and FeF and Mn3 have closer K effective of 15 to 16 kJ per meter cube. FeF and Mn3 are superparamagnetic with their particle sizes below the superparamagnetic size, whereas the partial particles are non-superparamagnetic. FeCO has a superparamagnetic fraction as its particle size is closer to the critical superparamagnetic size. This figure shows the theoretical heating rate of partial and ferrite nanoparticles in aqueous dispersion as a function of particle size. Fe and Fe150 shows the highest heating rate for the particle size range of 10 to 13 nanometers. FeCO shows better heating than the ferrite samples for a wide range of particles from 6 to 20 nanometers. This shows that we have prospects for Fe and FeCO partial particles in hyperthermia better than the ferrite samples. This shows the experimental comparison of delta T of stable magnetic powder samples. The insert shows the delta T of all Fe samples. The thermograms are shown for Fe, Fe150 and Fe250 at 0 seconds and 60 seconds. The rise in heating is due to the iron oxide shell that reaches an optimum thickness, and the further drop is due to the higher conversion of ferrimagnetic iron oxide on the shell to the antiferromagnetic phase. The highest delta T among the iron samples is a mere 2 Kelvin for Fe150. FeCO presents much higher delta T of 8 Kelvin since it has a superparamagnetic fraction of 12%. FeCO partial particles presents lower delta T than the ferrite samples as it is only partially superparamagnetic. If the synthesis of completely superparamagnetic FeCO particles is obtained, then they shall demonstrate better heating than the ferrites as shown in the theoretical study. Here are the conclusions. FeCO partial particles present better delta T than all the FeCSPs due to the superparamagnetic fraction of 12%. If the synthesis can be achieved with completely superparamagnetic FeCO CSPs, they shall present better hypothermic efficiency than the ferrite nanoparticles. These are the references. Thank you for watching.